Hi, Taurus. It's time for your weekly reading. I hope it's going to be a good one. I have a couple of announcements to make to you. My contact info is below. And if you want to send me your questions, I will either do them at the end or if there are enough, maybe start a new segment and or a new video altogether. Ooh, cards popping out. That's a good sign. So you can give me your questions and I will pull cards to answer them, and I might even throw in a little advice of my own depending on what the questions are. And if you want me to do that, I just will. And if you don't want me to do that, feel free to tell me that is not what you want to hear. So please get a hold of me about that. Now, all of my new subscribers from the end of March, when I started this channel, to April 30th will get a free personal reading. I did not tell that at the beginning because I didn't think of it at the time. So what we can do is anybody who's already subscribed, if you either give me your contact information or you contact me at the Angie@silverthreadtarot.com, then we can work that out so that can happen for you. And that'll go till April 30th. Okay, so that's basically what I've got to tell you this week. So I hope you're having a great April so far and things are happening and it's going to be absolutely magnificent. I developed a new spread for you this week. It's called the Here and Now reading. And we're going to start by pulling 6 cards for you. Oh, I hate that. That's not a nice one. That one popped out. Well, let's not be afraid. Let's check things out and dive in and see what we've got here. Okay, this isn't terrible. This is workable. We can work with this. Okay, so this part of the spread is going to be your week. But of course, especially in these general readings where I'm reading for lots and lots of people, it'll also have stuff that carries over from your, past into the present, and also things you're working on that'll go into the future. So, I mean, it's hard to confine it to a week. That's the point I'm trying to make here. So let's look at what we've got. This card can mean like true sorrow, like there's real sadness about something here. Now, it can be something current that's going on, but I find a lot of times this card is like baggage from the past, something you're having trouble getting over that, keeps coming up for you. And so if that's the case, I know it's not easy, and I'm always like, get rid of that, get rid of that. You can get rid of it. It is within your power, Taurus. You're very powerful, and I know you can get rid of it, but at the same time, it's easier said than done. It depends on what it's, regarding, and obviously time does really help. I mean, nothing disappears depending on what it is. I mean, most things do. I mean, there are very few things that will last with you the rest of your life to give you pain. Very, very few. Losing loved ones is really hard depending on who they are, right? But, obviously if somebody loses a child, that pain will probably be with them forever, but it will get better. Even something that extreme will get greatly better as time goes on. And, you're really strong people. You can handle whatever it is. I'm guessing by what's surrounding it that nothing terrible is happening right this second, but please let me know how this works out in your own life. I'm very interested in all of you and what's going on with you and how the readings, especially since they're general, I can see the results with ongoing clients. I can see the results with people I know. I can see the results even with people I only see once, because a lot of what I say they respond to and tell me if it's accurate. But with you guys, I only have what you tell me. So, let me know what you think and what is accurate for you. So this card is just a sorrowful card, but swords are thoughts, and we do this to ourselves. Like whether it's something terrible or something not so terrible, we can take something not so terrible and, practically ruin our life over it. So whatever it is, I hope that you can come to grips with that so that you are not experiencing this level of pain. This card is a nice card. I love the Page of Swords. He's a good page. He's a smart guy, a scholar, very straightforward, very intellectual, very clear and concise, and even a little cool. Can be a child, can be a young person. and somebody who is very kind of steadfast in their, um, delivery and path, and also a little bit clinical, but that helps with doing certain things that you don't want to be too overblown with emotion about. So this can be, a really great card. It can mean a message is coming in about something relating to school or learning of some form. It can also means something positive is going to happen to your thought process, or maybe it's something within you, this attitude of learning and growing and determination. Also, practicality, a lot of times, I find with the swords. They really are, that little bit of coolness can really, really help with practical matters when you don't always want to be too crazy. You guys are really good at getting the job done in a lot of areas, and being fairly, I don't want to say clinical, but focusing in a way that you can kind of cut to the chase and get the job done when it's something that you want to happen. This is such an interesting card. Three swords in a row. So, a lot of thought process here. You're thinking about something seriously. And this card can also represent baggage, but it doesn't have to. I mean, it could just be a lot of thoughts swirling around. Somebody's going on a journey, or sometimes it's a figurative journey. Sometimes it's a trip across water. As you can see, this person is taking passengers across the water or on this journey, and there are all these swords in the boat. And sometimes this represents these burdens that we're carrying with us that we kind of need to get rid of because it slows us down and makes things difficult. But this guy's really determined. That's the thing about swords. Sometimes they really represent determination. And he's moving on in spite of it. Whatever is not working for him, he's not going to let it stop him. He's going on this journey, and he's going to do what needs to be done or what he wants to get done. So, it might not be negative thoughts. It often is, but, maybe it's just you've got a lot to deal with right now, a lot of mental stress or a lot of stuff that you have to deal with. But then you've got all of this. Okay, so this card can mean, I'm going to start with this one because out of these three, this is the most negative one, but it's not really negative because you're doing things. You are working towards your goals. You're working toward health and or financial goals and trying to create security for yourself and possibly your family. So this is a good card. It's just that sometimes maybe you feel that you're not getting the results you want or you're not getting them fast enough. It's kind of a card of looking at your accomplishments. Maybe you don't feel you're being paid enough for your efforts. So sometimes this card comes before a job change because maybe you're dissatisfied and you need to make that leap. But sometimes it's just you don't get the results as quickly as you want, but you're still doing the work. So they're going to come. I mean, it's part of working and going along that path of the worker. It's not always easy. And then you've got this card, which is a card of wealth and, being in a position that you could give charity if you want to, because you've got, money and security and all that good stuff. Healthy, wealthy, and wise. And you've got, a solid thing happening here where you're in a good position, a strong position. This often is the precursor of many steps that go along to getting this. So even though this one comes later. So sometimes, those money situations can be a little up and down. You get to a certain place, a certain level of financial security, and then, then you continue on and, it's a path. It's a journey. Like each card is a journey and they go up and down, just like life. Like if you're in love, if you've been in love for a long time, you know how this goes. You've got those exhilarating moments just like in the beginning of when you were first in love, but then you've got those dips where, I mean, it doesn't have to be terrible, but it's not the same as those incredibly passionate times. And it's like riding the waves of everything throughout your life. That's what you will do. And it's not bad. It's not turbulent waves necessarily. It's just the journey. It's just the way things are sometimes. Page of Cups, a lovely card. Page of Cups is also also a page. So you've got two pages here. Both of them can mean messages coming in. This one usually is something about thoughts or the intellect or schooling or something of that nature. This page is often a messenger of love and really positive things. This guy is fun, sometimes funny, artistic. Now, both of these can be somebody that you actually know. So if that's the case, then that's what this would represent. Otherwise, it can mean part of you or something that you want to accomplish. And, the pages pop up to show you, maybe you need to be a little bit more playful. Maybe you need to be a little bit more passionate and show your love. Be expressive. If you're a little too cool and clinical in your delivery or the way you're thinking about your life, maybe your thoughts are not going in the right direction, for you to be happy, then, lighten up a little, have a good time, enjoy. You deserve it, Taurus. Life is not the longest thing, and, we want to enjoy every minute. So the next 3 cards I'm going to pull are going to be future cards or things that you're working toward. So, ooh, I like the Chariot. Oh my gosh. Well, this couldn't be nicer. The Chariot is amazing. The World is completion and one of the best cards in the deck. And oh wow, 2 of Cups. A card that represents a really, really, really fantastic bond and the most amazing relationship you could ever want to have, practically. So these are 3 really incredible goals and things that you want to get to. So the next 3 cards, the last 3, will be what to do to reach these goals. So let's see what we've got here. The Empress. 5 of Cups and 3 of Wands. Okay. Sometimes this won't make sense, this spread, when I do the ones for the future and then how to get there. Sometimes it'll be reversed because some cards really don't tell you how. But here it's working out perfectly because this is the goal you want to get to and this is the path. So the Empress. The Empress is a representative of female sensuality and connection with nature and fertility, and it can be fertility of, the body, so the potential to bring new life onto this earth, but it can also mean, fertility of ideas, fertility of being able to give birth to a new business venture or to write a book and create that. It's all about birthing things onto the planet that are really positive and beautiful. She is a great representative of female power. And I mean, female and male in tarot are really interchangeable because we all have some female aspects to our personality and some male aspects to our personality. No matter who you are, you could be the most strongly heterosexual person on the planet and you will still have some of both qualities. So that's just the way it is, and the cards have always somewhat reflected that, even though they're represented by, depictions of male and female. So this Empress is now, I mean, it could mean a million things depending on who you are. It could mean that you want to have children, and you're going to have children, and that's what you want to get to this level of completion. It could mean, it depends on what your relationship is right now, or, maybe you're looking for love. But this relationship could be, a super close friend or something like that also. So it depends on what you're seeking. Maybe you have to be more, kind of in your body and express your sensuality and be expressive to get to here. Or you want to have children to get to here. Or you have to tap into your female power to have the power to do, well, we'll talk about this card in a minute, but this is a great power card, an unbelievable power card. Okay, so maybe we should do these ones first, because if these are the goals, that would make sense. So the Chariot is all about being able to hold the reins of your own life and drive your chariot where you want to go. It tends to be a card about fast motion, making things happen, being a doer, having the capacity to be that doer. The World is all about achieving everything you could ever want in life. Everything that you want is right here. You can get there. This is like reality. You don't have to wonder that you can reach these goals. You actually can. And this is this beautiful, beautiful relationship with, true respect and unity, whoever it may be. Then we've got the Empress. Excuse me, I have allergies. It's driving me crazy. Plus I have a candle lit, so, what can I say? The Empress, She is, everything we just talked about. And, she could be imperative in you getting to hear, or even hear, because she's all about, tapping into that female power. And that may be something that gets you to realize that you have the power to actually kind of drive your own life in your own world. This card looks sadder than sad, but it really is not the worst card in the world. You see, this person has these spilled cups, and he's mourning that in a very sad way. But behind him, there is still two cups standing, and maybe these are the ones that have all the magic of life in them. So don't, whatever happened in the past, or whoever wronged you, or whatever the thing is, don't dwell on that. Dwell on this. Take stock of what you've got. Really do this, because again, this might get you to here. And to give you an example of that is, say you have this really special relationship. Say it's somebody you love, but maybe you don't see them as a potential love partner. And because you're always focusing on maybe other relationships, even ones that have gone bad, maybe this person is standing there right in your life and you just haven't acknowledged it yet. Or maybe it's something else in life. Maybe you have this career in mind and you want to get here where you're stable and you've done all the things you want and this is what you want to go for. And you have this career situation and all these other things haven't worked, but you have a possibility back here that you aren't focusing on and working towards. So just kind of take stock of what you've got to see what it might be for you. And then this guy is looking at his world and trying to figure out what to do next. So this makes total sense about your future. What have you got? What are those cups that you have standing? So you can look at your world, where you've been, where you're going. What do you want? What do you want to do to drive your life to the place that it can go and to get here and to have all this, connection? Maybe it's just being more intuitive and open to, have connection with a new person or somebody you've already got. There's a lot of stuff in here that provokes thought. So I'm really, really hoping you've enjoyed this reading and that it works for you. And I'd love to hear what you think about it. You have a fantastic, amazing, great week, Taurus, and I will talk to you soon.